Okay, listen up, because this is wild. Wall Street has a secret, a really big one, and they are praying you don't find out. Right now, as we speak, they're building an escape pod for a massive market crash they see coming in 2026. They think we're all too busy to notice. Well, guess what? We noticed. And we're about to blow the whole thing wide open.
Look at this number, 74%. That's not just the statistic, that is a confession. This is the percentage of the world's biggest, smartest investors. We're talking the people who actually move the markets, who are admitting behind closed doors that a massive correction is coming. This isn't some theory from your uncle's weird corner of the internet. This is the consensus from the inside. They know it's coming.
And that's where I come in. I managed to get my hands on their playbook. Yep, the top secret step-by-step guide that shows exactly how the financial elite plan to save their own necks when this whole thing comes crashing down. And today, we're leaking it. All of it. So the only question is, you want to see what they're hiding from you? If the answer is yes, then you know exactly what to do. Annihilate that subscribe button and tap the like button, because you're not just watching another explainer. You are officially joining the mission to expose the secrets Wall Street is desperate to keep. Now, let's get to it. So, what has Wall Street so spooked? Well, it's not just one thing. It's a whole lineup of economic supervillains just waiting for their cue. And you might be surprised by who the final boss is. The number one threat, the thing that's keeping these billionaires up at night, isn't a recession. No, it's something they're calling geopolitical shock. Just think of it like the entire global economy hitting a brick wall. Trade wars, supply chains snapping like old rubber bands, and political chaos. It's the perfect storm. And of course, this main villain has a crew. You've got 43% of investors convinced the tech bubble's about to burst. Another third are bracing for a good old-fashioned recession, and a third are pointing at a giant government debt crisis. Oh, and a whopping 58% are forecasting a huge jump in unemployment. It's an attack from every possible angle. So, with this army of bad guys at the gate, what's the plan? What's the secret escape route? Where are they hiding their money so they can ride out the storm? Well, the answer, it's not where you'd think. You know, for decades, the playbook was simple. When things got nuts, you bought American. USA. USA. It was the safest bet on the planet. But that's over. The new playbook shows the smart money is quietly tiptoeing toward the exit, looking for a backdoor out of the US markets. And this chart right here, this is the escape map. Get this. Nearly a third of these major funds are actively dumping their US stocks. So where's the money going? 40% is flooding into Europe, and an even bigger 44% is piling into the Asia-Pacific region. The Great Rotation isn't coming, it is already happening. But they're not just swapping countries, they're playing a totally different game. They're moving their cash into a secret world of investments, the kind of stuff you and I can't just buy on an app. It's time to look at the secret menu. The first item on the menu is something called private equity. Okay, the textbook definition is capital invested in a company or other entity that is not publicly listed or traded. Wow, sounds super exciting, right? Yeah, let me translate. It's when you give a billionaire a pile of your money, they go buy a whole company, fix it up behind the scenes, and then sell it for a gigantic profit. And if you're lucky, they might toss a few crumbs back your way. And get this, 39% of these institutions are rushing into this stuff.
And it's not just private equity. This whole secret menu is where they're hiding out. 17% is going into private debt, which basically means they're becoming the bank for deals we'll never even hear about. Another 14% is going into infrastructure. We're talking data centers, energy grids. They're not just buying stocks anymore. They're buying the invisible plumbing that makes the world work.
Now there's one last piece to this whole puzzle. The biggest, wildest, most unpredictable variable in the entire market: artificial intelligence. For Wall Street, AI is both the goose that lays the golden eggs and a ticking time bomb. So here's the paradox that has Wall Street sweating. On the one hand, you have 65% of investors who are absolutely convinced that AI is going to be this incredible growth engine for the economy. But on the other hand, almost half of them, 46%, are terrified it's a giant bubble just waiting to explode. It's the biggest opportunity and the biggest risk, all at the same time. And the fear is real. You want to know what's really crazy? This quote from the report: 43%,
Almost half of these top investors agree with the statement, we are already seeing signs that we are losing control of AI. Just let that sink in for a second. That is genuinely terrifying.
So how in the world do you invest in something you think you're losing control of? Well, you don't just set it and forget it. Their secret weapon is active management. A massive 71% believe that in this chaotic new world, you need a human expert, a real person picking the stocks to beat the market. They're betting on people, not algorithms, to get them through the AI minefield.
Okay, we have covered a ton of ground. We've met the villains, we've found the escape route, and we have figured out the secret weapon. So now, let's put it all together. Here is your 2026 survival kit, pulled directly from their leaked playbook.
So here's the plan in 4 simple steps. Step 1, they're looking past the US border, diversifying into Europe and Asia. Step 2, they know the real villains aren't just a simple recession, it's global politics and that AI bubble. Step 3, they're moving into that secret menu of private assets. And step 4, they are ditching passive investing and betting big on active managers to steer the ship through the storm.
That's the plan. That's exactly what the world's biggest investors are doing right now to get ready for 2026. The playbook is out in the open, it's not a secret anymore. So the only question left is, what's your next move?